You know why? People
It is true. No, it's not true. It is true. No, it's true. Look up your history.
A Polish guy.
100% true.
Sorry, are you Ashkenazi? You're from England, yeah? What's your right to go there? You have no right to go
Israel.
there.
I have every right to go there. What are you talking
Do
about?
you have more of the right than the Palestinians?
I have the same right as the Palestinians.
Why do you have the same
Why do you have the same right? Well, you never lived there. Your father didn't live there. Your grandfather didn't live there. That's it. Why? What is your right? Who gave you that right?
I can tell you.
A Bible
You're
which
not
you don't
listening
believe
to
in.
me.
A book which you don't believe in. A God which you don't believe in. And yet, you don't believe about that God.
Technically, a Jew is someone who believes in the covenant God gave.
But he doesn't believe.
One second, considering you don't believe in God,
You have no right.
you're not a Jew.
No, that's
you're not a Jew.
You can't tell me what
A
it is.
Jew is a person that...
No, that's
By the way, he's not Muslim, by the way. He's not Muslim.
You literally just made up a definition of Jew.
No, a Jew is someone that believes in the covenant that God gave, that's set apart,
Okay.
set apart from...
Okay, let me ask you
You don't
something.
believe in
Let me
that,
ask
so
you
how do you
something.
know
No,
it's God,
let me ask you
You see
something.
here,
Let me
that's
ask you
the problem
something.
here.
No. Let me ask you something. I have a son.
Give him right.
I,
This is the
my
idea
wife
of
and I have a
Herzl.
son. Yes?
Yeah.
Okay? His name's Leo. Right? Okay. When this boy is 8 days old, right, there's a thing called a Brit, right, which is a covenant. Brit is the Hebrew for covenant.
Okay,
right?
yeah.
It's a circumcision, but
Yeah.
that's the operation. But the actual meaning behind it is we bring our son into the covenant of God, right? And we do it in front of 10 men, and we have a feast, and it's a whole ceremony.
Okay.
Yes? We say blessing. Okay. Now let me ask you a question. Yeah. Did I have my son circumcised age 8 days old? He had a Brit. Did I invite people to a Brit?
I don't know.
I can tell you. The answer is yes, right? I am a member of the covenant. I'm reluctant. I struggle with
It doesn't matter.
No.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The same thing.
Excuse me.
The same as Herzl.
You know, belief is not important in Judaism.
Herzl.
Actually, no, it's not. Look, are you Jewish?
No.
No. Are you Jewish? Were you brought up Jewish? Do you know about Orthodox Judaism? Do you know
You know
anything
what
about
a true
Judaism?
Jew is?
No, you don't know what it is. I know what a true Jew is, but you have no
A
idea.
true Jew
Yeah.
believes in the actual...
No.
One second, hold on 1 second. A true Jew...
No, believe.
Wait
When
a
you say
minute,
believe,
wait a
I stop
minute,
you.
Look,
wait a
Jews
minute.
don't have to believe
Wait a second,
anything.
Wait a second. A true Jew is someone that in their heart they see that suffering within themselves with God and they recognise the whole of the suffering in their
With
world.
all due respect to you,
Do you know?
have
Do you
no
know?
idea
Do you know
what
what
a Jew is.
A
implementation?
Jew is
By
someone
the way.
in here, not outside.
How do you know
By the
that?
way.
What,
By the
you
way.
a PhD
One
in
second.
what a Jew
One
is?
second. What is? By the way, how you say you have a right to go there? Based on what?
Very easy. Very
Based
simple.
on what?
Very simple. Yeah. I am part of a people, yes, an ancient people called the Israelites.
Okay.
All right. Who kept covenants with their fellow religionists and with their God.
Fine, yeah,
right?
okay, after
We've kept our laws. We've kept our traditions.
Which is not
right.
you keep the laws.
Okay. I do keep the laws.
Okay,
don't believe in God, so-
Carry on.
The laws.
The first law. What's the first law?
What's the first law?
What's the first law?
There isn't a first law. First law.
What's the first commandment?
The Ten Commandments aren't the first law.
What's the first commandment?
The first one is, I am the Lord your God. That's the first
But you
one.
don't believe in that.
Which is
So
not.
there you go. That's the end of that.
That's it. We're done.
That's
We're
the end of
done.
that.
Hang on.
That
No,
destroys
worship
all of
none
the
but God.
commandments.
I
You
don't
don't
worship
believe in
any
the
other
first
gods.
one.
By the way.
I don't worship any God.
No, that's the problem. That's why you don't believe in that one.
Excuse me.
You don't believe in the first covenant. You don't believe in the first thing.
You don't
You
know
failed
about
the first step.
No.
You didn't even put yourself in Judaism. But let me tell you something. You know, I will tell you something.
Are you here to shout at people to learn
By the
something?
way, he's not a Muslim, but very
I don't care what he is.
By the way.
He's telling me what I am. And
By
you
the
know what
way,
he's talking about.
you know the Vikings. But listen, bro. The Vikings came to this country some time ago. Yeah. They came here. They stayed here. They did all their business, whatever they wanted to do. And then after that, they went back to Germany. Yeah. To Germany and this Germanian, for example, and even Denmark and other Scandinavian. That means every single Scandinavian and every single German, they have right to come here because their ancestors, they came here, they breed here as well with some people, with other people. They have to come here. They have historic right.
I think they
They
do.
have historical
I
right.
do.
Look at this nonsense.
Well, maybe the
Come on.
Romans
The Romans have more right.
Romans who conquered
They
the
have more
world,
right
they-
to come here.
Yeah.
You see here,
I think my wife-
meanings,
my wife
what
is
they gotta do
Italian citizenship.
when they come?
She has
Do
a
you
right.
think? Do you think when they come, all of them, they will come in one go? Do you think the British will leave them? They say, okay, yeah,
don't
we
know what the
just
British
come.
will do.
You know
What they gonna do?
irrelevant.
What they gonna do? They will resist. They will say, no, you can't come to our country.
like to them?
They will say like these gangsters who come to us. This is our bloody country. They will come to us to do this. They will do
You
the
know
same
what,
thing to
Muhammad?
them.
You ask
Yeah?
me a question and you
then they will
literally...
resist. Which is the natural.
It's like,
Which is
why
the
do you go
natural.
talk to a tree
By
to
the way,
yourself? You
by
ask
the
me
way,
a question,
which is
let
a
me
natural,
answer
which is a natural
your question.
reaction. opposition, a resistance towards those invaders. So the same thing with the Palestinians, they were resisting against the invaders.
who really
That's
had
exactly
rights
what
to
happened.
Would you like me to answer your
Yes,
question?
of course there is
Would you
resistance.
Would you
That's
like-
what- we
would you
wiped
like-
them. We wiped city. We wiped even cities. That's what they have to do all over the all
Would
over
you
the
like
world.
me to answer your question, or do you want to answer the question you're asking me yourself? You asked me a question.
You could ask.
What is my right to go and live in Israel tomorrow, which I have the legal right to do
I know.
in Palestine? Now, what's my right to do?
Yeah.
I may well do.
Yeah,
Okay? This is my right. I have at least two rights to go. At least two. Right? The first one is a historical one, right? Which is that I belong to a people, yes, who lived in that land, right? Who were given that land by what they thought was their God, right? Hashem, right? Which I have problems believing in.
And
Right?
therefore,
Okay.
badly,
Hang
really.
on a second. Which, despite my problems believing it, I'm still loyal to my faith, my belief. Right? Despite my theological problems, it's not.
But you don't believe in your people.
I don't believe in my people.
No, you don't believe in that.
Talking about.
One second.
I married
You
a
don't
Jew.
believe-
I told my kids to be
You don't believe
Jews.
in that stuff because that whole stuff, that whole thing about the Jews is the idea that they were faithful to God.
Hang on
And
a second.
they
Hang on
were-
a second.
one
Hang on a second. I am
You don't
faithful to
believe
God.
in
And
God.
I'll tell you something. I'll tell you something else. We started this conversation, or the beginning of the conversation, there was another chap who was like insulting me, and I said, a good
No, it
Muslim,
wasn't insulting.
whatever. I thought it was insulting. It doesn't matter. And I said, a good Muslim has humility, etc. Right? Okay? I believe that whatever God may or may not be, right, and whatever the laws may or may not be about keeping kosher or halal, whatever, fasting, this, day, or that, I believe that actually to be divine, on this earth, it's not about all these little laws these people don't. Like, I think to be divine, people I see who are divine, beautiful divine human beings, are the ones with open hearts, with kindness, with honesty, with decency. Yes, who make the world a better place.
I agree with this.
That's what I believe.
I agree with
and that's
this.
what, if you're that person,
I agree
I'm
with
that
this.
person, if you call yourself
I agree
Muslim,
with this.
I call you, we're all good decent humans.
But you are a supporter of IDF. No, you can't be like this.
Well,
you
I
have
haven't
two
given you
faces.
the
You
se- I
have
haven't-
two faces.
no,
That's
I
hypocrisy.
haven't given you the second reason why I have the
You
right
see,
to do
that's
it.
the problem.
I haven't
When
given
I,
you-
a supporter of Zionism, a supporter of IDF, you know, you can't play these two games. You know,
I haven't.
I
believe Israel. I
I
believe Israel has had some really terrible leadership and has had some terrible policies. But that actually, at the heart of Zionism, at the heart of the Israeli people, and I have lived and I've worked and my family's there, and I know very well. I speak fluent Hebrew. I believe.
Initially, you said you didn't live in Israel.
No, my brother lives there. I lived there in the 90s. And I've lived since the 90s. Right? I'm extremely familiar. I'm familiar with these people and with the hearts of those people and their beliefs and their lives and their values. And I believe overall there's lots of really crappy people at the edge. It's a terrible belief, a terrible action. At the heart of that people are beautiful people. And I love them. And that's why I'm Zionist. I love Israel. Now listen.
By the way,
my right to live in Israel.
I will tell you something. I don't generalize. I will not make Zionism to represent. Zionism is the worst thing to represent Judaism. Judaism as people. I dealt with people who are Jews, and many of them they are nice people. They're peace-loving, yes, and as well. And actually, when what happened to them, to the Jews in Europe, they run where? They run to Algeria, Tunisia, and to these areas. They lived amongst Muslims. They were safe.
They were in Algeria and Tunisia for years before.
Yeah, even I'm not
They ran
talking
to
about.
America.
We are not talking.
China.
We are not talking about just only in the Second
Oh,
World
I
War.
see, like
we're
before,
talking.
other
We're
oppression.
talking about when they were persecuted, when they were chased, when they were killed.
In the
They used to
Inquisition,
come.
in
yeah,
the
of course.
Iberian Peninsula.
So the point is, that's how it is. And the people, they welcome them in their land, they welcome them in their home, they respect them, and that's how it is. And they flourish actually, even in.
There's a very, very good book. You might want your PhD times two. I've got a book for you to read. Okay, it's called Jews in Muslim Lands. It's by a very famous historian. Okay,
Who's
Martin.
Is he a Jew?
It's irrelevant. Just read
No,
the
it's
book.
irrelevant.
Yes, he's Jew. It doesn't matter.
Okay, that's good. I respect it.
He's a very good historian.
If he said this as a Jew person to admire living in a Muslim land.
No,
this
he
is,
says it wasn't so great.
okay, that's
I
shows
want
the bias
to
of him.
tell you why. I want to tell you why I have a right to live
Because
in
I
Israel.
have,
I want to
because
tell you
we
why I
have,
have a
we
right to live in Israel.
have, we have written books written by Arab Jews or in Arabic. They are not written in Arabic language. They admire the being amongst Muslims and how they were saved. They wrote this. So we have these counter things. My point is, people when they came from Europe, you don't have any right as European guy just to go there and because your great ancestors 2,000, 3,000 years ago they lived there. That's why you have a right to go there. And even though, let alone you are Ashkenazi, you are Ashkenazi, which is we don't know even if you are even in terms of origin if you are Semite or not. That's something. That's another. That's another.
Racist nonsense.
By the way,
you can convert to Judaism from any race you
so
want.
if I became Jew, I have right to go to Israel today.
Yes, you do.
Look
I
at
met
this,
this guy. See, I met this guy like
Look at
10
this
years ago. I met the guy. And he's
You
like,
see here?
how come I come from Ashkelon? He's like 75. Yeah, and I'm Palestinian and I can't go, but you can go tomorrow and live in Ashkelon. Why is that? Because you're Jewish. And I said, why are you convert? And you go because any Jews want to.
By the way, that's the problem. You see here, look at this. But you were playing a game of ethnicity just a minute ago, and now you're playing about the religion. You see here? Did you notice?
What's your definition of a Jew?
It's two possibilities. It's like what's with a woman. Right? It's the same thing. It's not one thing. Yeah. The definition of a Jew, from a Jewish legal point of view, is either someone who's born to a legally Jewish mother, right? Who's also considered to be legally Jewish.
Yeah.
Or anybody who's not that, right? Who converts and becomes Jewish according to the legal system of Judaism.
But you don't have. But you are neither of them.
No.
Ashkenazi, Ashkenazi, their ancestors.
I'm not asking you who is qualified to be a Jew. I'm asking you what is your definition of a Jew?
My definition of Jew is a person who's either a Jewish mother according to Jewish law, or is converted into Judaism.
And you are neither of them. You are neither of them. By the way, you are neither of them. As Ashkenazi, you're not necessarily. You're not Semite.
Muhammad here in Hyde Park, right, has met me for the first time about 2 hours ago, and he's already done my whole family tree, and he knows that my mother's mother was either not descended from Moses
From mother.
or didn't convert. You know that.
No,
and you're telling me.
No,
How the
listen.
hell do you know that?
You know. Listen, the two things. Firstly, you didn't convert Judaism. You actually left Judaism as a faith.
I've not left Judaism as a faith.
No, you left it.
No.
If someone doesn't fulfill the first commandment, as a Jew.
No, it's not true. Okay, let me tell you something. You don't have to keep the commandments to be Jewish. You don't have to
That's
know
my
that you're
point.
Jewish.
You are trying to
You
define
have a
it, by the
mother-
way.
If my mother's Jewish, therefore I'm Jewish. I can eat pork on Yom Kippur. I can commit murder. I can do anything. There's nothing to take away. That's
not true.
That's not true.
I can't. It is true.
If you're a true Jew, accepts the divine love of God.
I don't need to accept it.
If you reject the foundation of Judaism,
I don't need. I'm still Jewish.
be a Jew. Hold on.
You know why? Because I can do repentance on my
A
death.
Jew recognizes that oneness relationship between God
No,
and man.
wrong.
inside of you.
That's not what a Jew is.
By the way.
This is the conversation.
By
What's
the
your
way,
name?
by the way.
Chris, this is your conversation.
By the way.
Jonathan,
Why-
what is a Jew? Jonathan, a Jew is blah blah blah.
By the way,
Jonathan, I'll tell you what a Jew is. It's something other than blah
by
blah
the
blah.
way.
It's
By the way.
ridiculous.
By the way.
I'm telling you what a
By
Jew
the way.
is, and you're just talking rubbish.
Why are you talking guys? Calm down.
You haven't let me tell you why I have a right to live in Israel.
Okay.
And why I'm
My
Zionist.
point is to you. My point is to you again. Even though you have no right for this, because at the end of the day, people live there in harmony. Jews live there, Arab Jews live there, even Ashkenazi Jews used to go and do the pilgrimage every year there. They have no issues with this. When it comes to import or to bring or to insert people who are not from there, from Europe, just because their great ancestors they came there, or so-called ancestors came there, which is even the origin of that thought. Herzl, he didn't care about Judaism as a person. He didn't care about any faith. He was atheist. You mean he was atheist, meaning not he doesn't believe in God. He doesn't care about God. That's how he is. That's when this come back. That's when this come back.
I want you to understand because that's really important.
Yeah,
Okay?
Herzl has come back.
I want to give you my second reason why I may actually go and live in Israel.
And by the way, let me tell you something. And I'm saying this to everyone here. Not necessarily Zionism doesn't represent Judaism. Zionism, it doesn't represent. My parents. That means your parents are not like you. That means your parents are better than you.
Hang on a second. Look like today.
Yeah, they are better than you.
Fine. I don't. They are.
They are respectable people.
Fine. You can respect them. You can disrespect me.
Yeah, that's what I
Let me
mean.
explain to you, Mohammed. Why Herzl is important in this discussion. The reason Israel exists, the reason it's point in Israel, like the whole point. Why is that? Why would Jews in their right minds go and set up a state armed to the teeth in the middle of a hostile region? Why would they do that? It's insane, right?
You know what?
You know why? I'll tell you why. No, I'll tell you why. Because of
the European. Do you know why the European wanted this? Because they said, we should just get from this problem.
Why would the Jews want that?
What?
Why do Jews want Israel? Why do they have it? What's the point of Israel? You tell me. And that's why I'm probably going to go in Israel.
Yeah, okay. Good for you, but at the end of the day.
You didn't answer my question.
No, but it's my question. I'm looking to think can you figure out the answer?
You hit me, brother.
Sorry.
Is this part of the idea of plan?
I'll give you a hug.
No, I don't want your hug. I'm okay. I'm happy.
I'll give you a hug.
Stay away from me.
Can I give you a hug?
Yeah, you can.
So the reason I have the right to live is because of what Churchill set up, which is we are running away from anti-Semitism. That's why it is.
Ashkenazi, they're not Semite. Can you understand?
I don't mean anti-Semitism as in anti-Semitism. I mean anti-Jewism.
Listen, yeah. So you keep mixing things.
It's just a word.
Ashkenazi. No.
Yes.
By the way, Semite. We are Semite people. We are Arabs. We're Semite.
Muhammad.
What's your problem?
Muhammad. Anti-Semitism is a weird word.
No.
Right, okay. And
Weird word. They're trying to say.
I'm Islamophobic, but I think you're a lovely human being. I'm afraid of Islam. I'm afraid of it.
You're not afraid of it.
I am afraid of Islamic terrorism.
Islamophobe
Yes, I am.
are a hater of Islam.
No.
Are you a hater of Islam?
No. But phobia doesn't mean hate, it means fear.
No, this is it.
Yes, it does.
There's action.
Word.
It's action. There's action.
Fine.
Same thing.
Anti-Semitism is a stupid word, which really means prejudice and threat against Jews. That's what it means.
But
So
again,
stop getting obsessed with
if you are, again, that's why Herzl, he was saying about bringing this Semitic
Do you
thing.
hear what I'm saying?
I hear what you say.
You hear that
I hear what
me
you
and
say.
millions of Jews around the world have made Aliyah, they've gone to emigrated to Israel. Why? Yeah? At least in part, it's not in school, because they felt safer there than in their homeland.
Are they civil there?
Yes? I don't think so.
So that's my point.
Okay, but
my point is,
that's their decision.
so
They feel more together there. They feel that if they're going to die or be killed, they do it with their own people.
actually, if they left the people as they are, if they left them the way that they are, and they went to do their pilgrimage every year as Jews, and they do and the Jews who lived there for centuries, they had no issues. For centuries, Jews live in Syria, in Palestine, in Egypt, and all around the world. They still
Jews were oppressed for years.
nonsense.
Yes, they were.
Nonsense.
They were there for 1,000 years.
Nonsense.
And every few
Nonsense.
years, a new
Some of
king,
them.
and they oppressed them.
No, nonsense.
Yes,
Nonsense.
nonsense.
Even by the way, the
They were
Iraqi,
living as
the
dhimmi in a Muslim
King
state.
Faisal. By the way, King Faisal of Iraq, when he ruled Iraq, that even the Jews they flourished during his time.
Of course, they did. There was a king before King Faisal.
I'm talking of the Faisal the First.
Yeah, but there's lots of kings of Iraq. He wasn't in there for 1,000 years.
My point is, still, those are, we are Semitic people. We deal with each other. If you are not Semitic people, why you do? We are cousins. We deal with our cousins the way that we sometimes fight, we sometimes have peace. But we are cousins. We are cousins.
You know what?
My point is, yes. Okay.
The reason the real reason is not because of God, the Bible.
Yeah, I know.
Yes,
That's how it's politics.
It's because it's politics.
Good.
And the politics of it
So
are,
politics.
Yes, the politics.
Let's discuss politics. Let's discuss politics. Let's discuss politics. So politics. Let's discuss. Listen. Put the religion on the side. Let's discuss politics. Now, if those Vikings who came from wherever they wanted to come to take over England, people will resist. That's politics, correct? That's the norm. They will not accept them. You can't take our land. You were here, yes, sometime, but it doesn't mean you have a right to come back. They will kick them. They will fight them. When they are fighting them, it doesn't make those people actually heroes. Heroes who are fighting. One second. Those English people who fought the Nazis, by the way, they were heroes. They were fighting the Nazis because they were invaders. They tried to invade other people's territory. And by the way, what was Hitler's idea? Homeland of the Germans. he wants, isn't it? His idea, he wants homeland for the German. That's his idea. Yes,
absolutely
initially.
rubbish.
Okay, listen.
Germany is the homeland Germany.
Listen, no.
Why would you want to
actually
invade
no.
Poland?
Actually no.
Poland's not Germany.
I will tell you.
It was never Germany.
By the way,
No one speaks German
by
in
the way,
Poland.
I will tell you what. The history of the German with the Germania that I want to
Why
say.
did they invade France?
German. One second. I will tell you.
Germany.
I will tell you. The issue is that's his idea. I'm discussing his. I'm not pro his idea. I'm talking about his idea. He wants Czechoslovakia, which he said that is an ancient area for us. This is an ancient Germanian area. The not even part of Poland was an area of Germania, as according to him. And as well, part of that he was expanding. He wanted to take
the whole of Europe and then the whole world.
Later on, what he was thinking now here, hold on a second. When I'm taking these areas, you don't think the people will be quiet, they will fight me back. So when they are instead of me being just only defensive, now I will be offensive. I will fight them. I will take over France. I will take over other things. So this is politics.
Yeah, great.
So
and the Israelis
that's exactly
have done that,
the Israelis.
in Lebanon and Syria and Egypt
And Egypt.
the United Arab Emirates.
Exactly.
They've taken over the whole area. Yeah.
One second. Did they take Sinai? Did they take Sinai?
They gave it back.
1 second. They took Sinai. Why?
They took Sinai in an offensive war.
That's
right?
my point.
Okay, and
so
they
exactly
gave it back for peace.
that's what
They got it for peace.
that is what Hitler
For
did when he
peace.
took over France. Exactly what he was as an offensive. He did this in order to defend himself. He took over France. It's exactly you are just imitating him. You are imitating Hitler. You are imitating Nazis. You are Zionism are imitating Nazis.
Have you heard of Canaanites? Have you heard of them?
Yes, I'm
In the Canaanites.
You believe that they exist?
Okay, congratulations.
Okay, so if you believe
I need to go now.
If you believe the Canaanites is more about Israel's land by right, if you believe the Canaanites is more, if you want to go about that, then really the land originally belongs to
Yeah, the Canaanites should have that. Let me tell you something. If there are a bunch of Canaanites in all across the world, and they were being oppressed because they were Canaanites, the ones that had a land that they could defend themselves in, right? And they were going to take over Israel. And
So what they're going to do?
Israelis,
No, what-
they
no,
can
what
come.
are they-
But there's no such thing.
Do you think
There aren't
they're
any
peaceful?
Canaanites.
Do you think they're going to come in peace?
There's no such thing as Canaanites.
Suppose this, they will come in peace. No, it will be fought.
No, they wouldn't.
And then you'll have the right to defend yourself.
No,
and then that's
they
how.
wouldn't.
Listen, it's just only what you're doing. You're just repeating exactly the Nazi.
I'm not even
That
saying
is how it
that the fact-
is. So my advice to you first, once you came, you made a horrible mistake. My advice, go read the Quran properly, understand
Can't
it.
read the Quran. It's so dull.
That's fine. That's up to you. At the end of the day, that's up to you.
I agree. It's like, why would God write such a boring book?
Yeah, that's fine. If you don't, that's how it is.
You
that's
have
how it is.
failed me.
No,
You have.
I don't
because
care.
You
I don't
avoided
care.
the big
I don't
question.
care. I don't care.
You avoid the question
I
of
don't
Islamic
care.
violence.
I don't care.
You have.
I don't care. Again, the Islamic, I will come short. My point is that, and the same thing, before we go to the Islamic violence, let's go about Zionist violence. Let's discuss this. That's how
Zionist violence is nothing compared to Islamic
nonsense.
Islamic violence is a plague
You
in
know,
the world.
think about if every single Muslim, the 2 billion Muslims there, if they were violent, there will be no human being on earth. For you to know. For you to just to know. And this, and all of them, vast majority of them, vast majority of them,
International Jewish
vast,
violence.
no, the international, we
is in Palestine.
you done
Middle
enough.
East.
You done enough. You done enough as I done.
You guys have done enough.
How many percentage?
Thank you. Nice to meet you. Are you sure you don't want a little?
No. I don't deal with that with pro-Zionists. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. If you are a Jew with no Zionist, I'm happy to have you, no problem. But when you are pro-Zionist, I'm happy.
So you want Israel to be destroyed?
No, I want people to have peace, to have harmony, to go back the Palestinian, as you mentioned, the Palestinian.
Nazis, you know,
Yeah, that's how it is. Nice to meet you too.